I just want to say something real quick. It's one thing to lie to the American people and to lie to Congress and convince them that Iraq is a danger and that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction in order to start a war in Iraq and have thousands, if not, I don't know how many, American soldiers killed, Iraqis, and have all that disturbance and trillions of dollars in debt. It's one thing to be able to lie to the American people and have 69% of the American public back in 2004, I believe, uh, supporting invading the invasion of Iraq. It's another thing to invade Venezuela without absolutely having to lie to anyone. We're not convinced. We're not convinced. This time around, 70% of the American public don't want to have anything to do with Venezuela. You didn't even bother to lie to Congress. You're actually just deciding, oh, so this is how it's going to be going forward. I mean, explain that to me. So, Dick Cheney and George W. Bush and all these people wanted war in Iraq, and of course Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, we cannot forget that. But in order for them to drag the United States of America into a war in Iraq and into $8 trillion in expenses that we just threw away and drained, just whatever, burnt in Iraq, they actually had to do a lot of work. They had to convince, they had to go all over media. Granted, corporate media, they own corporate media, so Israel just did this, and CNN, Fox, whoever it was, CNBC, whatever, they all said, oh, ho, 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 we have to, it's one thing to have to lie to the American people and convince the American people that Saddam Hussein was involved in 9/11. It's one thing to create that lie and for the people of the United States of America to buy that lie and for Congress to actually vote on invading Iraq. It's one thing to do that. It's a completely different thing to have just one person named Donald Trump who gets orders from whoever pays him money. And in this case, we know it's Miriam Adelson and it's Israel, and it's a completely different thing to have one person just go in and invade another country, which is Venezuela. I mean, we are not convinced. You didn't even bother to lie to us. You didn't even bother to convince us that Venezuela has anything to do with us. Maybe, yeah, some people in the street, some people that only watch Fox News, or maybe CNN. I don't know what they say on these, corporate media channels anymore. I'm done with that crap. But maybe people that still watch, corporate media, maybe they are convinced that Venezuela has something to do with the fentanyl crisis in the United States of America. But these are very, very, very small percentage of the United States of America. You did not even bother to convince us. You didn't even bother to go to Congress and lie to Congress like Dick Cheney did back in the day. And he said, I have the evidence that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. You're not even bothering. Where are we going? Where are we headed? This is a constitutional crisis. This is serious. one person decides that the United States of America gets into war and invades a neighboring country? You're kidding me. You are kidding me. This is this. You're not even. It's. I mean, we're talking about authoritarianism. We're talking about, one person ruling the country. This is exactly what he's trying to do. He's forget about oil, forget about drugs, forget about Marco Rubio just trying to make his parents proud. He's using the U.S. military to make his parents proud that he's actually getting rid of Venezuela, and probably wants to do the same thing to Cuba. Forget about all these, forget about all this. How are you doing that? You're not even lying to us anymore. You're not even bothering to fool US citizens anymore. You're just doing that. That is scary. I don't want to fearmonger, but that's what we're at. He's not. They said drugs. We seized 22,000 fentanyl pills and saved 7 million, whatever, 7 trillion American lives, whatever numbers they make up. We're not buying that crap. Yeah, we know. I mean, Venezuela is not a danger to the United States of America. Venezuela is not a danger to the United States of America. Nicolas Maduro, he is not and was not a danger to the United States of America. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. We don't want to have anything to do with this. Who is benefiting from this? We know that it's the military-industrial complex. We know that it's oil companies. We get it. We knew that back when you invaded Iraq. We knew you invaded Iraq to please Israel and to get oil. But at least you lied to us. You lied to us. You got Congress to vote on that war. You're not even bothering to do that anymore. This is the precedent now. Donald Trump is going to say, go get that country. We're running Venezuela. Bro, you're not even running the United States of America. You're not running the United States of America well. You're going to run another country. Just focus. Dude, what? I'm done. Let me know what you think. I am going nuts here. I'm going crazy with this crap.